Right, so hello everybody. We are back after last night. So we did a good hour and a quarter of coverage from last night. Here we go. I'm just going to let everyone start to come into the stream. So just going to give it a couple more minutes and then we'll properly get going with this. So what we're going to be doing is covering everything live as it happens, hopefully for the next hour and a half or so. You can see the current timetable up on the screen now. Right. Yeah, I think we're about ready to get going. Did make it through the night in the end. Okay, right, let's get going. So, as I said, you can see the current timetable ahead of us. So currently Max Verstappen is with the stewards at the moment. He's been there for 11 minutes. So that means in 49 minutes time, Hamilton's going to be at the stewards. And then at 12 o'clock, we've got free practice 2. So it's pretty important that everything is sorted for FP2 because currently the FIA have impounded the rear wing of Lewis Hamilton. So obviously he might struggle to do the session without a rear wing. That would I imagine that would cause some extra challenges somewhat. Hello again. Hello, James. Nice to see you back. Hope you all slept well. Back to your fresher to... Yep, that is basically my job now. So let's just have a quick look through. So here, like I said, here's the timetable. So we've got 12 minutes to go now. Verstappen has gone to see the stewards at 10:30. Hamilton's going to be at the stewards, so 48 minutes time. And then I've got a lovely little countdown in the bottom left for FP2, because that's the time that all of this needs to be sorted for. Did I miss any important news while sleeping? No. Yeah, well, it was morning. So morning, Kevin. It is 12:42 here in the UK, so just gone to afternoon. So I predict Ham gets disqualified in pit lane start. Verstappen's reprimanded. I think that's probably the most likely. I think the only reason there's really a debate with this is the idea that Verstappen, quote, tainted the evidence to an extent. So I think the question is, it'll be, no matter what, I think a reprimand for Verstappen. So here we go. Max Verstappen heading to the FIA office. There he is. Yeah, let's see what Chris has been up to. Give it a quick refresh. A bit more prepared with all of the different sites this time. I do have something as well from a driver to show you, actually. The Mercedes hearing will continue at 10:30 local time. That's when the team has been summoned this morning, so an hour after Verstappen. These are two separate incidents / investigations. Stewards might intertwine them, yeah. But every chance they come separate decisions. I imagine so. Verstappen shoots his stewards at 9:30. Okay, yeah. So that's cool. So one thing that I sort of wanted to cover, I'll have a spicy sprint race to watch when I get back from work at 11. Yeah, I've got a for some reason a league that I race in has decided to do the race at the same time as sprint qualifying, so I'm gonna have to try to figure out a system to actually watch it. But right, here we go. So this is something I also wanted to show. So obviously this whole issue is about the rear wing being too open, and this is just saying a bit exciting. So Brad Philpott is actually someone I've raced against. I think he's a British touring car champion, not British touring car championship driver now, which is quite cool to see. But so yeah, he's just put up some stills of the of the Red Bull rear wing opening quite a lot as it flexes. I just thought it was quite interesting. No one's under investigation for that. I just thought that was quite interesting. F1 Media has still not put anything out. We could see any form of actual announcement on here. I think that's definitely possible. What's this? A race beacon stream. It is a race beacon stream. I am live. I'm gonna do this more often. It's actually quite fun. What's this point? I say we put people in Honda Civics and see who wins. Well, is that what we're gonna make the sprint championship? Quite like that idea. Just check that. Okay, so it's just me being live. Okay, so Jenny Gow, she's not put anything new up. Today's going to be one of those days. Yeah, so this is the FIA stewards report saying basically calling or summoning Mercedes at 10:30, which, like I say, is in 45 minutes time now. So Verstappen has been with the stewards for 15 minutes, as we see from this photo. That's him going to the stewards at 9:27 local time. So this is something we covered last stream, but Brazil is 3 hours behind. And yeah, basically we are waiting. Happy we're racing. Hello to 82 people. Brian Verstappen get a penalty. Hello. Veronham should do a time trial in the Haas cars in Abu Dhabi, and whoever is fastest gets the title. I don't know, I don't think I wish anyone on Earth to have to drive that Haas car, so... Maybe that's the punishment. They have to experience driving the Haas. But yeah, I don't know, I think still most likely scenario is Hamilton gets a disqualification and Verstappen reprimand, but the only difference I would say would be... I think no matter what we're seeing a Verstappen reprimand, because he very clearly did break the sporting code. He touched a rear wing while it was in Parc Ferme. And... yeah, just... Okay, yes, there's nothing new from Toby. Hurried... Yeah, so basically we're just waiting for more news. I'm going to keep refreshing my Twitter, then anything interesting that comes up I'll bring up onto the main screen. So, quite interesting actually. What does everyone else think is going to be the outcome here? Same jeans and tape, same shirt. Haas qualified at 105%, it makes it, yeah. Actually, how far were... I think Merck will try and argue. Yeah, that's the thing. I think most likely scenario is Verstappen reprimand, and then the only question is going to be whether the FIA decide to go ahead with the disqualification of the Mercedes car or whether it's voided because Verstappen touched the car. I think that's what's taking so long and what the debate is, because there's hardly a precedent for this, and I think they're sort of doing it on the fly. Slightly annoyed they decided to do it in the morning actually, because I don't know. I think that it gives an element of the stewards to give in to pressure to an extent and things like that. The problem is that they still need to break Parc Ferme's picks. Yeah, absolutely. But unless they can argue it's a damaged part and therefore for safety they can get away with it, maybe. Yeah, but I hope they hurry up. Max would argue that there's no way you could have affected it. Yeah, that's the thing, but without clear evidence that he didn't affect it. That's the thing. Like I said I stressed last night, we're talking tens to hundreds of millions of dollars in this decision, basically. So whatever decision the FIA go with, they absolutely need to be 100% sure. I'm liking a lot of the Hulk Verstappen memes. That's quite funny. There is a tweet from Joro Vasilev, who I don't actually know, but I'm just gonna bring him up on screen anyway, Mr. George. So yeah, we've got this. There's a high possibility FIA to have done wrong measures due to the lack of proper equipment because of difficulty of shipment for the weekend. Yeah, I don't find that particularly likely. Yeah, I that's getting quite a lot of shares at the moment, but I don't find that particularly likely. I'm sick of waiting. Yeah, we are all sick of waiting. It would be quite nice if they could just tell us what's happening. That would be great. Or we could just deny you touch it, because for all we know in that video, you may not have touched it. Well, yeah, exactly. It wasn't the best footage in the world. It did look like he touched it. Should we actually bring that back up again? Well, what? Oh God! What, now we're asking a question. What account was that on? We'll do one of these. There we go. It's this one. So here's. Oh, I know that's that video actually. Well, actually, yeah, this is an interesting video as well. So this would be what George was saying in this thing, that apparently they didn't have the right measurement equipment. But to me, I mean, that looks, so that's obviously what they're using, because you see that they move it. They check it in 2 or 3 different parts of the car. There we go. Rear wing does have to be uniform, so the fact that they're checking it in multiple places, I don't know if that's good or bad news, because it should be the same result everywhere. But I mean, to me, that looks, it looks like there's nothing wrong with that, with what they're doing. It doesn't look like they're using anything they shouldn't be. Here we go. So let's try to find the Verstappen video of him actually touching the car. Here we go. So he's obviously playing around with his rear wing, which has found nothing illegal, hence why there'd be no investigation for that. But given that then the rear wing on the Mercedes is under investigation, that's a part being investigated. That's the difference between the Vettel and the Verstappen. Vettel famous for touching the parts of the Mercedes over the years. But none of those parts were then ever deemed to be illegal. So Mercedes have never had to, use it to fight a point. So I mean, I don't know, for me, he's definitely touching it. Or it could, I've seen some other people say he might just be measuring it with his thumb. I don't know, but it does look a bit like he is touching it, I have to say. Let's head back over to chat. I thought waiting for WC title to be decided post-race was long, but this feels like it's dragging more. Imagine that they forgot spare parts of Mexico. They're checking multiple places. That's beautiful. Oh, okay, so yeah, that's fair. I was gonna say, because it should be uniform. That's the thing. It shouldn't need. Oh my god, we have 60 viewers. Hello, everyone. So you tell me a rear wing that doesn't break 200 mile/hour axis can be broken by a 24-year gap. That's what I mean. I'm enjoying the I'm enjoying all of the memes about Verstappen being the Hulk. So let's head back to the current timetable, just so, because a lot of new people have joined. So let's just have a quick look. So Verstappen has been with the stewards for 22 minutes now. Hamilton is going to be with the stewards in 38 minutes, and free practice 2, as you can see in the bottom left, starts in 2 hours and 7 minutes. And that's obviously when most of it needs to be sorted by, because Mercedes needs to know if they're running a legal part on the car or not. And their rear wing is, I still believe, in the FIA's possession. So yeah, that could get interesting. So we've got maybe he's measuring it since he did the same thing to his. So maybe, well, yeah, that's the thing. That's what people are saying. Maybe he didn't actually touch it. He was measuring with his thumb, something along those lines. He did not touch it. The gap is much more 85mm. Easy. Okay, I'm not gonna read that. That's Paul to say Lulu from the pit now. Wolf gets sacked. Mercedes does not like this kind of rule. Penalty for Verstappen White. So it's not likely to be a penalty for Verstappen, but he is currently with the stewards discussing effectively why he was touching the rear wing and what he did to the Mercedes rear wing in the video that I just had up. I'll bring it back up again. So here we go in this video. There we go. So this is what's under investigation, because Mercedes will say, well, how do you know that slight prod from behind didn't, break the mechanism and make our rear wing 0.01mm too big? That's the debate that's being had, was the crime scene tainted, basically. So here we go. So this is the most recent picture we have, is Verstappen going to the stewards, and that's where he is at the moment. I believe he is still there. Haven't seen an update. I have seen the Formula 1 tweet about who we think is going to be the winner's sprint, but they were showing the previous sprint winners, Verstappen and Bottas, rather than saying who do you think is going to win today. That was just showing the 2 previous winners. There have to be more cameras so they can see how Max actually touched the car. Yeah, absolutely. The FIA have incredibly high resolution cameras all over the car. So because rear wing is legal, Max touching it is a what? Tampering of evidence. Effectively, that is what Mercedes' argument is going to be. It's, they tainted the crime scene. Has anything been confirmed? No, at the moment, nothing has been confirmed. We are expecting that before FP2, I imagine. The issue with this is that they can't prove that he did or didn't change that. And that's the exact thing. If, Mercedes can say, well, are you 100% sure that him touching our car didn't break anything? And if the answer is no, you can't really give the penalty. So it's just too salty. Probably had nothing bad in mind. Oh, yeah, I don't think anyone's saying in any way that he deliberately would have broken the car. Max's left steers has said he can't do anything about it at the moment. Okay, so we've seen Max's left. Those wings can take all that force. In no way to Verstappen break it. No, but that's the thing. Is there evidence that he 100% didn't break it? That's what the main debate is. Yeah, absolutely. If they don't decide pre-sprint, then yeah, Hamilton's going to get pole. So, there needs to be a decision fairly soon. So the wing supports 5 or 6 G of force, but not Verstappen's finger. I mean, you can argue the force from Verstappen's finger is hitting it in a different way to where the air's normally hitting it from behind. So, they can say, oh, well, actually, our rear wing breaks if you touch it that way. Has anything been confirmed? No, not yet, unfortunately. We're going to be waiting a little bit longer. Well, like Mercedes, when you're driving behind Red Bull and notice bendy wings, I'm pretty sure Max saw what it was. What would he have learned from just prodding each of the wings? Surely he's measuring. Yeah, that's the debate I think that's being had at the moment. Penalty would likely be a reprimand for Verstappen. I don't see anything more than that. Like Hamilton literally almost killed. Okay, right. Marshall's push cars on the wings. It shouldn't break by touching. No, it shouldn't. It absolutely shouldn't break by touching. They're very strong things. But again, can the FIA be 100% sure that Verstappen touching the wing didn't break it? That's what the debate is at the moment. So we are half an hour away, 33 minutes away from Verstappen going into the stewards. I'm going to try to find some any form of footage showing them leaving. Right, here we go. So that is on Sludger Rule. Actually, I might open up a new Silger Rule. So we have, where is it? No idea what they might be talking about. Excellent, good. So there they are having their breakfast this morning. Verstappen can't say anything. We'll see. So it doesn't seem as open and shut. I'm using the DRS pun again. So here we go. 9:46 local time. So Verstappen was only in with stewards for 16 minutes. Take of that what you will. Verstappen came out of the FIA office. So there we go. Leaving the FIA office. Oh god, I can't even keep up with the chat now. Any results of investigations? Not yet. Verstappen is currently in the stewards, and I'll bring up Luke's tweet again, showing the timetable for today. Here we go. So there's our timetable for today. We've got 28 minutes ago. Verstappen went into the stewards and left about 15 minutes ago as well. Hamilton's at the stewards in half an hour, and then at 3 PM UK time we have free practice 2. There we go. And we still haven't got a lot now. I'm going to be repeatedly scrolling around to find anything. There's a lot of false tweets going around as well, so be very careful of those. There's a lot. We now have 104 viewers. Hello, everybody. Absolutely great to have you here. Yeah, so from Germany, it's 4 hours behind because Germany's 1 hour ahead of the UK. So yeah, it'll be 4 hours from Germany. That will find out in the next hour. No, I don't think. No, maybe not in the next hour. Mercedes start P2 without the rear wing. It's getting like 277 straight. Yep, team maximum would be almost. Yeah, no. You see, Hamilton definitely did not gain, like probably even over half a tenth, because as I said last night in our stream, one sec, I'll keep an eye on this chat just so I can come back to it in a sec. But as we said last night, there's two situations here. There's two scenarios. Either it was an accident with measurement. The engineers, the curfew was waived, not last night but the night before, because there's freight issues. There's been a bit of rush assembling the cars, and maybe just when they're tweaking the setup, getting ready to go, someone's wrong by a tenth of a millimeter. In which case you're gaining probably over the course of a lap at most 100th, 200ths of a second. Barely anything. It's going to be marginal. Or if Mercedes were deliberately cheating, you're obviously not going to cheat by several millimeters because you're going to be caught. So I think no matter what here, unless there's a broken part on the car, it's incredibly marginal. Will Hamilton... Okay, right, so I'm going to go to the chat now from where I was looking. Bottas's car is completely legal. Yes, the whole of Bottas's car was completely scrutineered after the Mexico race, and everything on it was deemed legal. Bottas's car is completely... Yep. Will Hamilton be disqualified if he is proven guilty? Yes, he will be disqualified from the session. His laps will be void. And therefore he will be starting P20, but so the penalty will be effectively putting him to P20, but therefore he'll then have to actually change the rear wing, which is braking park ferme, meaning pit lane start. This is the most exciting Saturday in the year. Yep. Bro, you can't move in with bare hands if that's the case. Who's taking me on a bet? Hamilton will definitely complain about his tyres before lap 10. Anyone know what time for FP1? Anyone know the time for FP1? Not entirely sure what you mean. My tyres are gone, guys. For breaking enough teams' car, maximum punishment is 100 million fine and DSQ from the season. The metal plat went through the DRS hole without the normal 10 Newton power. This is my question. Why is my question? I don't know. Why is your question? Yeah, Formula races are a good group to cover as well. Actually, I might keep them up as well. They do tend to, but they tend to get their sources from the accounts I'm already looking at anyway. So I don't think it's particularly beneficial to. And I haven't tweeted for 12 hours anyway. So let's just refresh all of this, see if there's anything new going on at all. Here we go. So this is Verstappen's quote of, I can't say anything about it now, we'll see. Whether that's optimistic or not, we'll have to wait and find out. Don't think Toby's tweeted yet still. No, still nothing from him. He tends to more do reports than anything. So let's go back to Luke. So yeah, nothing new from his end. So actually, Silja's keeping us up to date quite well with it. To be fair, got some live tweets from the paddock. There we go. Eating breakfast. You ever wonder what the F1 breakfast is like? There you go. Okay, we're there you go. What's going on? It says no data. The stream will end shortly unless you restart it in your streaming software. Well, I think I am streaming. We now have 200 viewers, so hello everyone. I wasn't expecting this. I was pretty happy with 38 last night, considering it was 1:45 in the morning. Just joined. What's been happening? Okay, I'm going to give a quick rundown because we have gained about 120 viewers since I last went over all of this. So for anyone who doesn't know, here's the story. Last night we see that Hamilton's under investigation for DRS infringement during qualifying, which means that, in this case, the lower bound was fine, but the gap in the rear wing was too large. It exceeded the 85mm limit. Then a lovely DRS pun, seems like an open and shut case to me. Got to love it. Hamilton's and Verstappen are trending on Twitter as well. Mercedes will meet stewards at 7:15 PM in Brazil. That was adjourned later on in the night. We then have this video that came out of Verstappen touching the rear wing on the Mercedes, which potentially voids Joe Bauer's referral to the stewards for the gap being too large. And the thing is here, Verstappen will most likely get a reprimand because he is, he's very clearly doing something with that rear wing. Whether or not he touched it or not is another debate, and that's where it will come into it. So that's the video that Verstappen's under investigation for. We see here, what was this one? This was the Mercedes delegation left his office 15 minutes ago. Okay, yes, this was all stuff we covered last night. Then it became Wednesday. Weekend. Did I say Wednesday that whole time? I think the whole stream I was saying Wednesday. I should have said weekend. Then we got this document. So apart from the uppermost rear wing element adjustable positions of car number 44, so Hamilton's Mercedes W12, all the above items were found to be in conformity with the 2021 FIA Formula 1 technical regs. Keywords there being apart from the uppermost rear wing. So I don't know whether that's the most confirmation we've got that it absolutely does break the rules. And now the debate is about Verstappen touching the car. No decision from FIA until the morning, so that's where we are now. But then we were about to round off the stream, and all of a sudden a new tweet pops up calling Max Verstappen into the steward's office for breaching the FIA International Sporting Code. And now here we are. Verstappen's just left the stewards. He said we'll have to wait and see what happens. Well, Jesus Christ, we are nearly at 300 viewers. This is absolutely mental. Hello, everyone. Just going to read the chat because it's going by quite a bit. How is Wingate not trending yet? I know, James, you need to get it going. Max's penalty will most likely be a reprimand. What do you predict to happen? It depends what the outcome is with the stewards. It's either going to be a reprimand. Well, I think no matter what, it'll be a reprimand for Verstappen. And then the question is whether Verstappen touching the rear wing has voided the claim to disqualify the Mercedes. You can thank YouTube recommendations. I will do. Vettel checking Lewis's car over time into face. Yeah, you see, the thing is there, with Vettel touching the car, that was never on parts that were then deemed to be illegal. There was never an investigation about the parts that he touched, so there was no claim to say that he broke them. That's why he would have never been investigated for it before. Lewis won't get disqualified because the FIA stewards want to protect. Okay, yeah. What is the latest news? Hit the like. Yes, thank you, guys. Max is back to the paddock. Yes, he is. Max is back to the paddock. We've seen those photos. Everyone hit a like button for 35 views, 21 likes. Thank you, guys. Mafia Verstappen isn't penalised. Yuki, oh god. Yuki can fit through the rear wing of Hamilton. Max is posting 40 grid drops. I don't think that far. It'll be a reprimand for Max. A reprimand's just a warning, basically. It's basically don't do that again. Haven't they compared Lewis's rear wing with Bottas's? I assume they have, and that's why there'd be some form of debate. I can see my future through that wing, like that. And a punishment description next to the rule or given guidelines. It'll be a disqualification for Lewis or a reprimand for Max. Maybe a fine as well. Would Max have been able to actually change the width by touching Lewis's car? That's the debate, and without any concrete answer either way, I think that's what's taking so long here. How can touching a wing break if those wings are so weak? Such a lame excuse. Well, yeah, but Mercedes, at the end of the day, they're fighting for tens to hundreds of millions of dollars here. They're going to come up with any technicality they can, whether they believe it or not. Why touch a car in the first place? That's the main question I said last night. I think Christian Horner may be giving him a bit of a bollocking for that. Way more views last night. Absolutely. If deemed legal, will they be allowed to change rear wing? Well, if it's a damaged part, they're allowed to change it for something that's the same spec. So if it's past scrutineering before and they have the same spec, then it's fine. They'll be allowed to change it if it's deemed to be damaged rather than disqualifying them from the session. When do penalties for Ham apply to sprint race or the race? So, the disqualification would be for qualifying, so therefore he'd start at the back for the sprint race. Well, pit lane, effectively, for the sprint race. And then wherever he finishes in the sprint race, there'll be a 5-place grid drop applied for the main race. So it's penalties in both races, potentially, at the moment. We still don't know if he gets disqualified, right? When do we know, though? Again, we're just waiting at the moment. It's most likely to be before FP2. How much fans here is salty? FIA fear the race. Oh, okay. You can't just touch a man's reel like that. What are we looking at? If Lewis is disqualified, where will we start in the main race? Right, so question is there. He's going to start from the pit lane in the sprint race. And then wherever he can get up to in the sprint race in those 24 laps of racing, he's then going to take another 5-place hit for his ICE change. Wonder if they can prove that before the start qualifying the wing was legal, but something happened during qualifying, like a malfunction. Yeah, exactly. I mentioned that quite a bit last night. He did run wide at turn 4 at one point, and there's some fairly aggressive curbs on the exit. Maybe that could have broken the flap slightly. And, you know, if we're talking small margins here, it's very much possible. Yeah, 10:30 is the time when the case investigation restarts, Lewis. Yep, that's true, in 19 minutes' time. Is there a chance they won't be able to decide in time for FP2? What would happen if that's the case? Well, as far as I'm aware, the FIA have still impounded the Mercedes rear wing, so, you know, I'm not entirely sure what goes on there. Obviously, they're going to have a spare rear wing, so they'd have to run that, I imagine. Last week wasn't Max's wing duct tape and bond. Yes, it was. I think that it was more tape than rear wing. If Lewis is winning the sprint race, is he going to get 3 points for the win? If he wins it, yes. Imagine if Lewis did this to Max. The comments on here. 2017 Australian Grand Prix, Vettel touched Lewis's car and he just got a warning, no penalty. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's going to be a reprimand, most likely. Didn't they say his wing didn't meet the regs during FP1 either? Not entirely sure on that. Lewis' qualification 100%, that was legal. Yeah, you see... I think there's not a lot of debate that the rear wing was illegal. The question is, did Max, by touching the rear wing, taint the evidence? That's what Mercedes are arguing. Did Lewis get to execute? We don't know yet. We're going to have to wait and see for that. I've seen a video of FIA testing Lewis's rear wing. Yes, we have shown that quite a bit. What's your opinion on what would be your decision? Honestly, without being there, I don't know. I need all the evidence on it. This is the video of the rear wing being measured, so you can see right there they're using an 85mm disc. See if it goes through. Checking it in several places because the rear wings have to be uniform. It has to be the same everywhere. Any news at all? There's a lot more going on in the chat today, so I'm a bit more distracted by that. Yeah, nothing new on this front. Let's see if Silja's got any new photos out from the paddock. Max, meanwhile, inside the hospitality, among others, with his manager and race engineer. Probably quite normal, discussing what they're going to be doing today. Oh god, there's a lot more chat messages. Yeah, Lewis sees the stewards in 15 minutes. That's what we're waiting on. We're going to see pictures of that very shortly. Did he even touch a wing? We don't know, to be honest. It's too far away and too grainy a video. FIA did pay attention to Mercedes rear wing before Max touched it, right? It was in scrutineering, so it would have been after Max touched it, and that's why I think there's a debate. Cannot wait to see Lewis whine again. Have you seen the vid that Aston Martin did on how they check if the DRS is legal? It shows the device that they use to check it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what we've just shown. Verstappen got a penalty. He hasn't got a penalty yet. It will most likely be a warning, a reprimand. Reading through the chat, probably nothing will happen. What do you think the decision will be for Lewis? DSQ or pit start? If he gets disqualified, it will be a pit lane start. Because they'll be forced to change the part which breaks Parc Fermé. So if Hamilton's disqualified, it's a pit lane start. Wolf explains this away then until his son will believe him. Verstappen grid penalty for. Verstappen won't get a grid penalty, I don't think. It would be a warning or reprimand. If Lewis gets disqualification, what do you predict Max will get as penalty? Like I say, he'll probably get a reprimand. Don't believe that by touching you could tamper the wing itself. Yeah, but the thing is, the FIA need to be 100% sure either way. So if I get this right, Lewis would be disqualified, but blaming Verstappen now to have caused the issue. Yes. Mercedes are fighting. This decision could very easily dictate the championship. So, Mercedes are fighting this with everything they've got, and if they can win it on the technicality, good to them. Guan Yu Zhou to Alfa Romeo confirmed as per Chinese sources. Yep, we've seen those pictures. I'm going to cough. Yeah, we saw those pictures outside the Chinese Alfa Romeo dealership. Odd way to announce it. Who am I supporting this year? I don't actually mind which of the two win the championship. I just want it to go to the last race. So I suppose to an extent, I'd rather this wasn't a penalty because it would increase the chance of that happening. Have I seen Karen's tweet? I did see him tweeting this morning. I don't know if he's tweeted more recently. I'll have a quick look if Mr. Chandok's got anything for us. Yeah, there's nothing too recently. Yeah, he's not tweeting anything too recently. Do I think there's a precedent for the FIA trying to keep championships alive? Look, like I say just a minute ago, this is probably the most important decision of the season because at this point in this season, this is going to decide the championship effectively. So, I don't know. I saw a lot of jokes last night about Liberty going to the stewards with a bag full of money going, shh. Oh God, it's too many of you in the chat. Too many of you. I think these may come around 1 hour. Yep, that seems pretty fair. His son Mercedes. Vettel did the same thing that. Yeah, like we said with Vettel before, though, he did it on parts that weren't then deemed illegal or investigated. So there's a difference between Vettel and Verstappen. Yeah, Andre the Giant with the Karen Chandok tweet. And that's the thing here, no matter what their decision is, they need to be 100% sure. Still nothing new here. Let's go back to Luke, see if he's tweeted anything recently. Nothing new here. We are minutes away from seeing Hamilton going to the stewards, so we'll try to get pictures of those whenever. I expect it in about 10 minutes' time. Let's hope Lewis gets disqualified. I wonder which side you're on. He touched minimal Lewis rear wing for 2 seconds compared to his rear wing. Yeah, absolutely. But Mercedes will be arguing, how do you know that didn't break it? If he's tampered with the car, it cannot be a reprimand. Yeah, there's scope. I still stand by it will probably be reprimand and fine because there was barely any intent with it. What else is going on in the chat? Vettel lost it outside Parc Fermé regs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm fairly sure Verstappen did it. You see, this I'm not 100% sure on this. I'm not entirely sure if Parc Fermé comes back into effect at the end of the race. I know, obviously, the second the race starts Parc Fermé is gone. But I'm not I can't lie, I'm not 100% sure if it comes back into effect at race end. That's something I probably should know, but I do not. What's the infringement or rear wing in Lewis's case? So the infringement, the issue is that the rear wing gap is too large. It passed the lower bound test, but not the upper bound test. So here's your timeline, everyone. Hamilton in the stewards in 12 minutes' time. Nearly 400 of you. That is absolutely crazy, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Hamilton's going to win if he starts P5 for shortest race. No, I don't think Max will lose points for anything. When expected decision? Probably about an hour's time, to be honest. But the Verstappen result could come out at any moment, effectively. So, well, the speed traps couldn't suggest that the car was illegal because they could just be running lower downforce setups. And like I said before, look, we are speaking hundredths. He was on pole by what 4.5 tenths. Hamilton was. He categorically did not gain 4.5 tenths from the rear wing gap being too large. So if they have deliberately cheated, there was no need for it in the end, and I think someone might be getting sacked in the morning. What takes so long if the gap's too large? It's too large. Yeah, and that's why I think the Verstappen touching the wing is coming into the debate. Because the argument is, has he tainted the crime scene effectively? Right, I'm going to go back onto Twitter to just have a look around and see if there's anything new. Can't see any new photos or anything at the moment. We do have a photo inside the hospitality, actually, of Max. So we'll go to Albert Fabrega. We'll have one last look at this video and I'll get rid of it. So here we go. Here's them measuring the rear wing. There you go. Measuring just there, the rear wing. 85mm gap. So who did I say it was? It was Albert Fabrega. Actually, I'll just load up Twitter again. There we go. Albert Fabrega. There he is. Give him a follow. Where is it? Oh yeah, also happy birthday to Lando Norris, the king himself as well. Just get that out there. Where's this photo? I think it was about 15 minutes ago. Here we go. So here's Max with his team of engineers, and they all seem pretty happy. Is this a yay, we're about to win the championship, or oh wow, this is so stupid, or he seems to sort of be mimicking what he was doing with the wing as well anyway. So I think potentially positive images there for the Max fans. Just while there is so many of you here, I am going to be really cheeky and ask you to subscribe. That would just, that'd be pretty damn cool. Alright, let's read a bit more of the chat, because we haven't got a lot of news coming our way for a minute or two. I reckon in about 5 minutes we're going to have pictures of Hamilton going to the stewards, so we'll have a look at that. Winner of sprint race gets 3 point. Yep. If Max is stronger with 2 fingers in the aerodynamic force at 300 kilometers an hour, I don't want to shake hands with him. I don't know. I mean, Mercedes are. Oh god, we've actually hit 400 viewers. Thank you all so much. Yeah, Mercedes' argument's going to be that by him touching the wing, that's what's damaged it. And look, they can say, well, look, we're not used to forces hitting the rear wing from behind, and that's what he did. Look, it's taking a long time for a reason. There's obviously a technicality to be had somewhere. If you can see Max touch the right side of the rear wing, but they're checking the left side of the rear wing. Yeah, that's true, but like I say, as it's uniform, it would affect the whole thing, I imagine. You can see Alex's smile from behind his head. he doesn't look too upset, does he? Yeah, Hamilton was there yesterday, and the Mercedes team, but that was adjourned for the night, and they've come back to it in the morning. The rear wing was impounded overnight. This will be talked about in many seasons to come. Oh, I imagine it will, especially if it's going to go the way that some may imagine. Yeah, I think Ricardo got one for being like 1/100th of a millimeter too big, but you know, whether they had evidence of someone touching the car or not, there's your debate. Max checking the wing, you see that he's measuring it, not touching or pushing on it. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I'm not. If you know where to find that, I haven't seen that anywhere. In this case from FIA, I don't think Max has been given a 10-place grid penalty. Oh. I think you may be having us on there, unless I'm completely wrong. I think that actually... Right, I think I have found, actually, the other camera angle. I'm just going to watch it now, and if it's worth putting up, I'll show it on the screen. I don't know, you still can't really tell from that. Yeah, no news for the moment, but we are probably about a minute away from potentially seeing pictures from Silja, who's inside the paddock at the moment. We could see Hamilton going to the stewards in a minute. Very possible that we could see that soon. So yeah, the quote from Verstappen was, "I can't say anything, we'll see." He's literally off about how I touched the wing. Yeah, I mean, I can show the video, but honestly, it's not the most clear thing in the world. I'll show it anyway. So it's Adriano Suarez. Actually, you know what, I'm just going to do this. Just leak my group chats. So here we go. Here's an alternate view, right near the end. Max going up to the Mercedes. And, I mean, there's a head in the way. He clearly didn't touch it very hard, and he seems to be doing the same hand signal that he's doing in that. So I do believe that is him doing an example of what he actually did to the car. And, you know, you never know. They might be saying, oh, wow, they've given me a penalty for doing that, and they're laughing at the stupidity of it. I really don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see stewards' reports coming out. And... anything else? Right, I'll head back to the chat for a minute because we probably will. Yeah, I can't see properly either. It's I think you're gonna need some mega zoom. Oh my god, we are at 460 odd viewers. Hello everyone, hope you're all having a great day. We are awaiting news and we should get it hopefully fairly soon. Max 5 grid penalty, Lewis pit lane start. That's what I think will happen. I don't know. I don't think Max will get a grid penalty. I think it will just be a reprimand. But whether it voids the Hamilton disqualification, that's what I think the main question is. Netflix be looking closely. Absolutely. Yeah. Sort of reading the chat at the moment. Right. So yeah, we're basically just waiting for some pictures of Lewis going to the stewards, which hopefully some of these will have. Here we go, so we go back to CJ. And nothing there as of yet. Not anything yet. But like I say, look, we've got the counter in the bottom left. Countdown to FP2. That's when all of this should be done by. Just go read the chat again. So if Max is found guilty of rear wing infringement, does Lewis escape disqualification? I believe that's what Mercedes' argument is. I think that's what that's why it's taking so long. I doubt that FIA would decide on Max tampering the car by some low quality video on the internet. Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's probably why there's more debate, because there's no high quality footage of it. If car 44 rear wing isn't broken, then there's no argument to void. Exactly. We have to find out before FP2. Yeah, we do, because as far as I'm aware, the stewards still have the rear wing in their possession. We've just crossed over 500 viewers. That is absolutely mental. I thought 38 was great last night. When is FP3? Oh, FP2. And yeah. That is in the bottom left. You can see the case there. We're talking 1.5 hours. But even before Max touching, there were rumours Horner knew about it during the interview. Yeah, you see, actually, there was some evidence, but I think that was a bit of that was about flexing wings. I think part of that debate was about flexi wings. Do Verstappen can be greatest of all time? You can't say such a prediction, speculative. Yeah, but FIA isn't okay. Do you like the sprint? Do I like the sprint format? I don't know really. I'd like to see some like sprint tyres that wear quicker or something along those lines. Just some different rules to shake it up a bit, because it feels basically just like the first third of a F1 race. And then a red flag, and then we come back to it tomorrow. I'd like it to feel a little bit different. Mic cutting, is it? Seems to be okay. I don't know. If they measure another rear wing of the same spec and it's legal. Yeah, you see, if they measure another rear wing, this is a really good question. If they measure another rear wing of the same spec and it's legal, does that prove the one that they use broken/tampered with? Yeah, to an extent. I think that's, again, why further evidence was needed and why this is going on longer than possible, because that part would have been scrutinized before and it would have passed. If his fingers are strong enough to move the wing, can he... Oh, God. Not going there. Or if they make sprint races for younger drivers. Yeah, I'm actually... I do sort of have a video, hopefully a little bit later in the year, I've got a script written for it, discussing sprint races and sort of what can be done to improve. We've got 4 or 5 ideas. I've actually seen someone in the chat today of someone who's going to be used in the video as well, so that'll be quite fun. Here is the news. Hamilton just got a warning. Max will start the race from Patagonia. Are those spare wings in Parc Ferme? The spare wings, yes, they'd have to be the same spec to be put on the car. How do you know if a wing's the same spec? It would have been inspected before. That's all. They all have unique ID codes. Did the FIA decide about this? No, not yet. They're currently in there now. Let's go back actually and look for some of these photos, because I just want to leave it on a picture of Hamilton going into the stewards. And we've got some. Here we go. So Hamilton has just arrived at the circuit 10 minutes ago, and I assume he's going to the stewards, wearing as ever some pretty funky clothing. Adds a bit of colour to the paddock. Give him that. Solution, blame it on Bottas. Was wing not inspected before qualifying or after FP1? I don't know. I don't think anyone knows that apart from the FIA themselves. If proven Lewis quali is disqualification, he will start from the pit lane during sprint. Yes, and then changing his rear wing would mean violation of Parc Ferme. He will start the pit lane during. No. What it would be is a pit lane. Well, I don't know actually. That could be where the rules haven't been perfectly written. But as far as I'm aware, it'd be a pit lane start for braking Parc Ferme for the sprint race, and then the 5-place grid drop applied to the sprint race results for Sunday. I don't think he'd start from the pit lane on Sunday. Yeah, that's a good idea actually to have the FIA document website open. That's not a bad idea at all. Oh god. Okay, so I'll move this over. I'll have this open as well. Here we go. Yeah. See, this wouldn't have been a bad idea to have open, would it? We can refresh this a bit. So like I say, we have the summons for Mercedes, summons for car 33, which is Verstappen. Is this a relatively new summons? Oh no, that's an old one. That's an old one. Oh yeah, it's CET. Yeah, sorry. Hang on, that came out only about 20 minutes ago, but no. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Just gonna see if anyone has anything new at all. So yeah, of course, here's the video of them checking the rear wing. So engine on, flap open. And they're checking it just there. There we go. Yeah, this is sort of what we were looking at. So if the Motorsport IT report is correct, then the wing is the same, and it may have been a rushed put together job. Because I said this last night, I'm fairly sure it'd be very similar, if not the same wing they took to Mexico. So I'll leave this up just for a minute. That they would have had from Mexico. What's that? I'll quickly read. Paddock sources say nothing big for neither Hamilton or Verstappen, probably, but at this point, out there all almost guessing. Yeah, absolutely. New post from Silja. Right, let's have a quick look at Silja then. Here we go, trying to keep up with way too many Twitter accounts at the moment. There we go, yeah, meanwhile cleaning duties at Mercedes. Perhaps also say nothing big for neither Hamilton or Verstappen, probably, but at this point out here we're guessing. Yeah, I think these are normal paddock rumours. Hamilton looks relaxed, he's joking around at hospitality, same with for Toto. That's what I mean, Mercedes could get away on a technicality. And if it's proven that the gains would be marginal, maybe Red Bull, they're not going to be elated with it, but they might not find it the worst thing in the world. It's absolutely crazy, this, isn't it? Look, for me personally, I just want this championship fight to go down to the last race. So I suppose in my situation, I'd probably rather it's not a penalty, because obviously that effectively decides the championship there and then. I could not care less who wins the championship. I just want it to go to the last race. I want something really dramatic to get at. Race Beacon, one point I've seen is that under park firmware adjustments can only be made with tools. Yeah, that's a really good point as well. So if Max is able to affect the wing with his hand, smirking deep shit for having a wing. Mercy is making desperate moves now. That could be adjusted by hand. Yeah, parts of the car can be adjusted by hand. Maybe another, it's legal, but you can keep it for this year. Yeah, like we saw Ferrari engines, it's like, well, I don't know, this is more clean cut, though. It's either within or outside the regulations. 600 viewers, Jesus Christ, hello, everyone. I'm again going to very politely ask if you could subscribe, because that would mean the absolute world to me. That'd be pretty damn cool, I think. Also, this is only the second time... I don't know if I can show Sky Sports F1 footage, I'm afraid, on the stream. Audio keeps coming out. I mean, I don't know. I'm seeing people saying it's fine, so I'll go with them. Subscribe. Thank you so much. With Lewis, it might be for the wing, but why is... Oh, so Max was summoned for touching the rear wing. I'll bring up that video again for you all. Just because I'm seeing someone ask it, so while we're sort of waiting, because Hamilton's in there with the stewards at the moment with Mercedes, so here's the video of Max touching the wing, which would be breaking Parc Fermé rules on someone else's car. So, there you go. And I think that's where most of the debate is. I'm trying to keep up with way too many things at the moment. This is going well. I don't think Toby would have tweeted anything. He has it for a while. He only tends to do final reports on something. Chris, let's see what he's up to. And nothing new from his end either. Luke. Yeah, just the last thing was this, basically. Silge is probably the most interesting one at the moment because they're actually in the paddock and giving us some photos, a look inside the paddock. So, cleaning duties for Mercedes. Mind you, I don't think that guy would have been sent to the stewards anyway, so I don't particularly think that's anything too groundbreaking. But yeah, this is probably one of the biggest ones. Hamilton looks relaxed, is joking around in hospitality, same for Toto. Could it indicate that both teams are getting off fairly lightly with this? So it's not final order, it's constantly cutting. I don't think it should be. This is a fairly new mic. It should be working pretty well. I don't know, but we should have some form of resolution in the next hour and 18 minutes before FP2. Yeah, the worst part is how long this is all taking. It absolutely is. This is a joke. Yeah, at the moment it is. It's quite annoying. Whoever will get the penalty will win the championship. Maybe other way around, but yes. How come this poor quality video is the evidence? I don't think it is. I think the FIA have high resolution cameras pointed all over the car. This is just what we get. They don't release those. Could indicate they already paid them off. Seriously, if Max has messed with the wing, then Mercedes have a case on that. Yeah, exactly. Like even if it's just been touched, Mercedes can say, well, look, it's like a crime scene. Look, that he's tampered with the crime scene. Even just by being there. Yeah. Hero gets disqualified, maybe not. Max at most should receive a reprimand. Or something I've had should be disqualified. So pretty much cheating. Yeah, but Mercedes are going to try to find any technicality they can because, like I've said several times, they are fight. This is tens to hundreds of millions of dollars at stake here. Hello, I just joined the stream. Hello, Leifa. Hope you're having a good day. Max might get a warning. Yeah, he should get a reprimand. They'd have the rear T-cam. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Look, we have this footage. This is the footage that we have, and this isn't what the stewards are looking at. They won't look at this footage in itself. Let me just get it up for you. Here we go. This isn't what the stewards will be looking at. They have the rear T camera, so they can see. There's incredibly high res cameras all over the car for the stewards to look at and monitor. So yeah. Let's go to, let's see if George has tweeted anything else. I don't know if he's yeah, I'm gonna ignore his. So then there's this video. Obviously we've got the measurements, just their rear wing being measured. That's an 85mm disc. There we go, just there, going through measuring it. So let's see Silja again. Yeah, nothing new on her part. So like I said, I'll bring up the timetable again. I feel like this is the best summary we have. High-res camera that makes it... Well, yeah, no, they might. I don't have access to those high-res cameras, so I don't know. I can't do anything. Max should be rewarded points for spotting a fin and illegal win. Max shouldn't have touched it. Now nothing will happen. That's very potentially it, yeah. Okay, so for people who are just in, we'll give another recap quickly, because I appreciate a lot of people don't follow the Friday news too closely. So I think, Luke, this is a timeline we used quite a bit last night, so we'll just go to this one. So we see Hamilton's under investigation for a DRS infringement during qualifying. That being the DRS gap was too large. It's an 85mm upper bound that you have to fall within, and apparently they'd fallen outside that range. The lower bound was fine, so it wasn't too small, it was too big. Seems like an open shut case to me. That's a DRS pun. Mercedes will meet with the stewards. So that happened last night. Video comes out of Max touching the rear wing. That's why he's in the stewards. Here we go, touching the rear wing. That's what he's in the stewards for this morning. That's happened already. Then we see this. Mercedes delegation left the stewards office about 15 minutes ago. We wait quietly. Then nothing happened for about an hour or so. And then it became the weekend. Then we got this. So apart from the uppermost rear wing element adjustable positions of car number 44, all the above items were found to be in conformity with the 2021 FIA Formula 1 technical regs. So obviously keep it being apart from the uppermost rear wing element, indicating that it was an illegal part. So, we'll have to wait. Then we got no decision from the FIA until the morning. I said last night, it will take 9 to 10 hours maybe. No, it is currently like nearly 12 o'clock there, actually. It's about 10:45 and there's still nothing. And then dramatic, as we were about to round off the stream last night, Max Verstappen was summoned to the stewards as well for breaking an article in the Sporting Code, which is for tampering with cars in Parc Fermé. And then we get this, basically. We wake up, we get this Mercedes Hamilton will see stewards at 10:30 in Brazil, 1:30 UK time, so that's 15 minutes ago. They're in the stewards. And here's all today's timings. We've also got some photos going around. Silgers. So we've got 9:45 Max coming out of the FIA office. Not looking too dejected or too happy with the mask on, can't tell. Then we get this. All the big bosses sitting around having some lovely eggs for breakfast. There was another photo as well, if I can find it. Here's them going to the stewards. Where's the photo of them all looking happy? Have I managed to lose that? It's here somewhere. But apparently Hamilton looks relaxed, joking around in the hospitality. Same for Toto. Paddock sources say nothing big for neither. That's it. It is all a guesswork at the moment until we get these documents come through. And currently there are no documents coming through. So we still wait for just a little bit longer, apparently. 725 viewers. Thank you all so much. It's great to see you all here. And I think this shows why the FIA shouldn't take this long to make decisions, because this is a little bit annoying, I imagine, for everyone involved. I don't think we should be in a situation where in F1 where people have to come to a YouTube video to try to keep up to date with the stewards' decisions. Right, let's give a quick read for a chat. Can you turn your Discord sounds off? Yeah, I can actually. I'll do that now. There's no need for desktop audio to be on anyway. There we go. I'll turn that off for you. So what's your call? Do you think Lewis is going to get a pen with all the info we have so far? Good question. And not one I can very comfortably answer, but I think from what we're hearing from paddock sources, maybe not. But like I say, we cannot be certain with that at all. Can you link this DC News? I'm not entirely sure what you mean there. Maybe they were both let off this just for the benefit of Netflix. Yeah. Thank you for the stream. Gives me a break from refreshing decision documents. Yeah, no worries. I thought this is something that's quite helpful for everyone. So just not too bad. Not too bad. Hey, why are they called stewards? Who were called to stewards? Verstappen or Mercedes? The sound keeps cutting out. Does it keep cutting out? I'm seeing people say that, but and it shouldn't be either. It shouldn't be. I won't talk into the audio's terrible. Right, I'm seeing the same people say it, so I don't know if I believe it. Sound is fine. Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, I did just go back and check it actually just to make sure. Okay, audio is fine. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. Why is Max touching the car? Why is it taking such a long time? Yeah, I wish we knew the answer to that. I really do. There's a lot of debate to be had here, and we have to be incredibly sure. It needs to be 100% sure no matter what decision is made. Let's get that 100 likes. Oh, go on. 98 likes. Thank you, guys. Marco saying Mercedes claim that Verstappen broke Hamilton's rear wing. Yeah, I think that's going to be the... Yeah, Max meeting is done. Yeah, we've seen pictures of him leaving. FIA says Hamilton pit list. You've been saying that for the last few minutes, and you're not right. No one pay attention to them in the chat. We still have nothing here. Right, I'm gonna have a quick look on my phone again and scroll through Twitter to see if there's anything new that we've missed. I don't believe there is. I don't think there's anything new coming out. We'll see pictures when yeah, we'll see pictures from when they leave the stewards. That'll be the next sort of news we get is actual pictures of the Mercedes team leaving the stewards. Can you kick Pantro spamming fake info to chat? Yeah, I think maybe don't take any info from the chat. I'll try to cover as much as possible on here. Yeah, most of the parts of the car are checked after every race. That's correct. Merc always finding excuses out of anything. Well, at the end of the day, that's a testament to them, really. If they're able to get out of those situations, then if they're that good at reading the rules and finding a technicality, then I think that's more credit to them. As annoying as it may be for rival fans. So yeah, we're only an hour and 10 minutes from FP2, so we need a decision pretty soon. I want Ferrari to win. I like the idea personally. I'm not too opposed to just disqualify Mercedes and Red Bull from the championship. We'll let Lando take the World Drivers' Championship and McLaren Constructors. I won't be too fussed by that. 711 viewers, guys. Wow, thank you all, and 120 likes. Not bad. Not horrific. Brief recap of the situation. Yeah, sure. Let's give it a go. While we're just waiting, basically, for pictures of the Mercedes delegation leaving. So I'll just give a quick run through again, very quickly. Here we go. So Hamilton's under investigation for a DRS infringement. That was a couple of hours after qualifying. He'd be facing exclusion from quali in a pit lane start and sprint race. Bad DRS pun. Seems like an open and shut case to me. Mercedes will meet stewards at 7:15 last night. Then we have this video of Max coming out, touching the rear wing of the Mercedes, which is then later deemed illegal, judging by this document. Apart from the uppermost rear wing element adjustable positions of car number 44, so Hamilton's Mercedes W12, all the above items were found to be in conformity with the 2021 FIA Formula 1 technical regs. Keywords there being apart from the uppermost rear wing element, so that indicates that it is illegal. No decision from the FIA until the morning, and that's as we're about to round off the stream. Max Verstappen was summoned to the stewards for breaking the sporting code, which is about touching cars during parc fermé conditions, which he did. And that's sort of where we are. We've got this. We've got Hamilton. We've got Verstappen and his team going to the stewards here. And here's our timetable for the day. So Verstappen's left. Hamilton's in there at the moment for 23 minutes. He's been in. What has everyone been saying? New tweet from Silja. I assume that's going to be them leaving. We were expecting that to be the next bit of news. Let's see. Or if it's a comment. Hamilton left the hospitality, is now in the Mercedes garage. So there he is. Obviously, he's not involved in the stewards' decisions then. Hamilton heading to the Mercedes garage right now. Army pants and sunglasses on, walking quickly. I was too slow for a picture. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, Hamilton isn't in the steward's office himself. It seems he is very clearly not in the stewards. Is there anything else? Let's see if Jenny's tweeted anything. She's done some great stuff before, actually. Should be emphasized first rowings checked after qualifying and found to perform correctly. Well, that's not... right, so this is actually about this. Something we actually started to stream off with. That is very clearly extending quite a lot. But could be a way that it is with the car cresting over the peak of the, of it. I mean, I don't know. You can sort of make your own mind up on that one. But I saw some people effectively wanting a penalty for Verstappen for that. Let's see if Chris has put anything out. No, nothing new. Quite annoyingly. Toby will still have nothing. And I doubt Luke will either. So here we go. So still situation. Let's head back to the chat. Yeah, we got that quote from Verstappen. I can't say anything about it right now. We saw that one a little bit earlier on. Lewis doesn't appear happy. Yeah, we've also heard things, reports in the paddock of them smiling, him and Toto. So it's difficult at the moment. There's a lot to go off. Sorry, would like to have stayed with your channel, but sound is no good. Keeps cutting in and out. Okay, fair enough. It seems okay for me, but yeah, fair play. In my opinion, there's no way Max can manipulate the wing because that's made for like tons of... Yeah, it absolutely is. Do they not, the rear-facing camera from Hamilton's car will provide evidence? Yeah, we obviously just don't have access to that. Check Crofty Twitter, put tweet out for what Mercs could be penalised. Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. Crofty would have, he'd have come up with something, wouldn't he? I'll just open a new Twitter page then. Crofty F1, there he is. Yeah, nothing too new here. This is obviously just saying about Verstappen being called to the stewards. Maybe have a look at Ted as well. Mr. Kravitz. Okay, that's awful capitalising, but... Also, if I follow the fake Ted Kravitz account, it is very funny. And I know the person who runs it as well. Bit of a plug. Right, what else have we got? It's DRS being too wide. Yep, that's what the issue is. DRS flap was too wide. It surpassed the 85mm distance. It's loud. Rear face camera won't help. It doesn't show what happens directly behind the wing. No, that's an issue as well. Mercs were looking quite chill after yesterday's stewards meet. Yeah, and apparently they have been this morning as well. It is only Lewis's car. Valtteri's car was fully scrutinised after the Mexico race. The FIA choose cars to take apart basically completely in check. And Bottas's car passed. We're nearly at 800 viewers, which is absolutely crazy. Check Will Buxton. Yeah, that's not a bad shout at all as well. We've got everyone basically coming up. There we go. Right, Will Buxton. Didn't actually think of him, to be fair. No, I've just opened Google. That's not gone particularly well. There we go. Will Buxton. I don't think there'll be anything new. As far as go, how Verstappen's actions given Hamilton Mercedes get out of jail free cards. That's what we've been saying. Will both be penalised. Neither. Delicate, complex, and uncharted decision for the stewards to make. And I think that's the main thing here. Why it's taking so long. This isn't common at all, actually. Okay, yeah, I'll get the video up for you of the rear wing being tested. It's on Luke's actually. He did post it. Oh no, it wasn't Luke's. Who? Ooh. I've got too many. Here we go. This is it. I've got too many tabs open now. We started the stream with about 4. Here we go. So this is it being tested. We can see the rear wing there, and they've got an 85mm disc that they're checking if it goes through. So obviously engine on. There we go. Checking if it goes through here. They check it in several places because it has to be uniform across the whole wing, which is why I find it weird that they are checking it in multiple places. So there you go, there's that video. Ooh, open up my documents. Oh gosh, incredibly difficult keeping up with the chat. How can you proofread Red Bull DRS5? Just that clip, it's silly. Yeah, I was first viewer. Oh, good for you. Thank you. Waiting for a Friday decision is like slow romance. Absolutely. Fan video is not even proof. Yeah, they're not using that as proof. yeah, that's not the proof that the FIA are using. That's just the most accurate thing that we have to go off. Did it go through? We can't tell from the video. Apologies, but yeah, it needs a side-on view to be able to tell, really. I think they do deflection tests. That's the thing that's surprised me about that. I thought it would more be monitoring Ham and versus start the sprint from the back. It would be fun. It would be exciting, to be fair. It would be pretty fun to watch. Again, because we're approaching 800 viewers, I am going to just say, if you could subscribe, that would mean the absolute world to me. I mean, theoretically, if everyone subscribed now, we'd be at 1,000 subs. So we can turn this stream into the 1,000 subscribe special if you really want to. But yeah, so we're now in under an hour. We should be expecting a decision. I expect it before FP2 starts. And you know that people have been saying, oh, is this all for cameras and for DTS? I mean, it's definitely going to play a part in DTS, but I don't know. Couldn't possibly comment. Oh, thank you guys so much. Yeah, massive thanks to all of you. Thank you. What penalty can Max and Lewis get? The penalty for Max would most likely be a reprimand or warning, basically, and maybe a fine as well. And the penalty for Hamilton would most likely be... I don't know, really. I think the most likely outcome for that would be... One second, let's go check stuff. It would be a pit lane start. Oh, God, we're at 333 subs. Jesus Christ, thank you, guys. That's absolutely crazy. Yeah, it's absolutely mental. Thank you guys so much. Hello from the Netherlands. Hello. I hope you're having a good day. Breaking. Vettel has been disqualified for Max touching the rear wing of the Merc. Oh, God. Right, should we check on Silja's account again, see if she's got anything new for us to have a look at. 9 minutes ago, Lewis Hamilton left hospitality and heading to the Mercedes garage. We see here, this is probably the biggest thing we've got so far. Paddock sources say nothing big for neither Hamilton nor Verstappen, probably, but at this point out here, we're all more or less guessing. And, most of the Paddocks in the same boat we are. I'm actually going to follow Silja as well. Most Paddocks in the same boat we are. We really genuinely have no idea what the actual final outcome is going to be. 800 live, that is absolutely crazy. It's mental. You're the only one who is doing this for us on YouTube. Thanks, I just subbed. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Max to do Hand of God. Yeah, we have video evidence of Hamilton stepping off Verstappen's time minutes before Verstappen investigating cars. FIA should not be using some random fan footage. No, I don't think the FIA are using fan footage as evidence. I think they're talking to him and trying to use it. Like, I don't think they'll use the fan footage as evidence. That's just what we have to go off of. Apparently you broke me too. Hello, George. How you doing? Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. We've gained over 100 subscribers in this stream. That is absolutely crazy. Thank you guys so much. And like I say, we've still got probably about 50 minutes to go or so. There will be a penalty for you. Czech versus Valtteri Bottas. Oh yeah, Checo versus Valtteri today should be pretty exciting as well. The fan footage was a deep fake. I like that idea. And that's, yeah, we're going to find out, as we're saying in chat, we don't know, but we're going to find out together. That's the, we don't know what's going to happen, we don't know what result's going to be, but we will find out eventually. We will find out. Shall we see if Silja's post-safe engaged? She is in the paddock at the moment and actually bringing out some great stuff for us to look at. So here's some of the most recent stuff. Hamilton leaving the hospitality and is now in the Mercedes garage. So He's obviously not with the stewards, and we haven't actually seen any footage of the Mercedes delegation going to the stewards yet. So, Marcel saying this has been the biggest FIA thing in the season. I think it probably has. This is probably the biggest decision the FIA have to make for a very, very long time, and probably one of the most important ones as well. Stick them both at the back, liven it up a bit. 357 subs, guys. Wow, absolutely mental. People want a hand penalty. So let's somewhat same as Belgium 2008. Yeah, to an extent, yeah. By the way, how Max knew Hamilton's DRS is probably illegal. So we have seen reports actually before that the Red Bull brought to the stewards' attention something about flexi wings on the Mercedes, which is obviously banned, and was actually tightened earlier on in the season as well, because of complaints about the Red Bull wing. 830 viewers. Wow, I can't get my head over this. I thought 38 was great last night, but would they ever replace a wing by now, Mercedes? Well, the other wing is currently impounded by the FIA, the one that's deemed to be illegal. Will Max get a grid penalty? No, I don't think Max will get a grid penalty. I think it's most likely to be, it's most likely to be a reprimand or warning. I'm a Max fan, but I don't think it's fair. He inspected Lewis's car. He'll get off with a warning probably. If Ham gets a penalty, Mercedes should take another ICE. It would be logical. Yeah, look, if Hamilton started from the back, I'd take new power units, new power unit components for everything. But was there not a decision that it does not matter how important the decision? It's clear that there's rules for a wrong part that Merc is using. Every incident has to be taken as its own, no matter the future outcome. Yeah, absolutely. Constructors' Championship to be decided by team principals. Mud wrestle end of season. I don't know. I've seen Toto in the British Grand Prix paddock in 2019. He is a tall man. Very, he looks tall on TV, but the second you stand next to him, you really do appreciate he is very tall. According to Helmut Marko, Mercedes argued that Max Verstappen damaged Hamilton's rear wing. Meanwhile, Hamilton and Mercedes crew are looking relaxed and joking around to hospitality. Yep, we've seen a lot of that. Thank you guys to everyone who's subbing. That's absolutely brilliant to see. Thank you guys so much. It means the world. How many races left after Brazil? We've got 3 races left. We've got Qatar, then a week break, and then Saudi Arabia, which might be ready in time. Who knows? And then, of course, ending the season off in Abu Dhabi. Article 36.2 of the Sporting Regs says that you can't modify any part of a competitor's car, but that car cannot have any parts that can be modified without a tool, so Merc is kind of screwed. Yeah, there's a lot of contradictions in the rules and a lot of debate to be had, and that's why it's taking so long. Let's be clear with this. This isn't a cut decision. Take this to French court. Well, we could well see it in the International Court of Appeals if it's a big decision. Do you think that championship will be decided at Abu Dhabi? I really hope it will. It depends on the outcome of this steward's decision. I cross my fingers massively that it will be decided at Abu Dhabi. I want it a last lap. That's what I want here. I don't care who wins it. I just want it to go to the end. Something really dramatic. FIA to hold surprise rally racing at Jeddah. Well, no, you see, I think all the tarmac's down. The issue is there's no barriers and no infrastructure in place for the teams at the moment. Fair penalty, 5 place grid for the sprint race. Yeah. Any update or indication? Not really. At the moment, we are just waiting. Let's see if Syl just gone for anything again. She seems to be giving us the best sort of look inside the paddock at the moment. Notice this from 16 minutes ago, Hamilton leaving. So this is the best sort of thing to keep up because this is all the important times. Oh god, the talk of the talk of Jeddah's got the chat going. Can't actually keep up with that. Are Brazilian easy overtaking track? Yeah, Brazil's pretty good overtaking track. You've got some really long, not necessarily straights, but everything's flat out. So very good chance for an overtake. Maybe they should reverse grid for Jeddah. Be exciting. They might only just tell Crofty they've done it before. No, they tend to do it for the broadcast teams when they're actually live on air. Anything new just came back? No, not really at the moment. We've got some. It depends how long you've been gone, really. Bottas will take Max out of Ham, gets a penalty. I did say that last night. It's like the more this goes on, the more it's looking likely that Bottas is going to forget to brake into turn 1 again. So, actually, yeah, you know what, let's get going to chat. What do you guys think is going to be the outcome? From everything we've gone over so far, what do you guys reckon? What are you guys thinking? Jeddah will never have rain. No, I would be very surprised. I doubt Bottas cares that much for Merc anyway. Well, yeah, no, to an extent. If Hamilton gets penalty, do you think that 23 races per season is going to be too much? I mean, it loses a little bit of its fashion. I do think 23 races a season is too much, to be fair. I'd love to see races every week, but from someone who I do think of a Formula student with my university, and that's nowhere near as intense as what, you know, real F1 mechanics are going through. And I could not imagine doing that, flying around the world, being awake if your driver crashes all night, working on the car. It's not a glamorous life, and it's something that I'm fully aware when I want to enter. But yeah, I really do feel for the mechanics as the race seasons get longer. A lot of people wanting disqualification, which I think would make the most sense, to be honest, but depending on everything that we see. 836 views, 843 views. You guys are absolutely mental. Nothing from Toby Gruner. Nope. Let's go for refresh everything again, just see if we've missed anything at all. Nope. Let's see, Jenny. Nope again. Actually, to be fair, Andrew Benson wouldn't be an awful shout, but he's not very quick with it normally. Yeah, no, he's not going to be too useful in this case. George, he's put some stuff out. Let's see if he's said anything else. I don't think he's particularly... Yeah, he's not too active at the moment, so we'll close him off. Just try to get the amount of pages we've got open down. Silja is currently our eyes in the paddock, working for Build. Here we go, 1 minute ago, and Max Verstappen off to the garage. It's not necessarily news, but here we go. Max Verstappen heading to the garage because, of course, in less than an hour's time, we've got FP2, the final practice session before the sprint race tonight. Guan Yu showed Alfa Romeo, Chinese showroom says this. Yep, that is, of course, breaking news as well from yesterday. Guan Yu Zhou is going to be at Alfa Romeo by the looks of it, alongside Valtteri Bottas. Interested to see what people think of that, actually. Oh, yeah, if Hamilton gets disqualified, Verstappen is pretty much going to win the championship. There's just... I would be incredibly shocked if Verstappen went on to not win the championship after this. F in chat for Gio. Yeah, he's actually done a little bit better as the season's gone on. So we're nearly at 900 viewers. You guys are absolutely mental, by the way. What race of the past season before COVID do you miss most? I mean, like China, Australia. Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day, actually. Which one would I miss the most? I don't know, there's something magic about Australia getting up early to watch the start of the season, but the race itself isn't normally that great. I don't mind the China track, to be honest. A lot of people don't like it too much, but I'm a bit of a fan of it. Suzuka as well. I normally enjoy Suzuka. It's sort of a shame to miss that one. What happened to Gio? Well, by the looks of it, he's going to be sacked or non-renewed contract. Australia is boring as hell. Yeah, it is. I like some of the magic getting up really early to watch the season start, but the race is normally pretty dull. Did you see the video of Max touching Lewis's car? Yep, we have looked at those videos. Fan-made poor quality clip. That's, pretty much splendidly summed up by Splendid. So, Max stream on May. Max taking new ICE later on. Who knows? Honda seem pretty confident that Max isn't going to need to take any new engine components this season. In Qatar, who will it suit? I imagine Red Bull, which is why this race is so important for Mercedes to get some good results and really claw back some time. Qatar seems to be, on the face of it, a really good Red Bull track. But we've said that so many times this season, it's been the other way around, so who knows. What uni am I in? I'm in Hertfordshire. More viewers because you're doing great. Oh, thank you guys. I'm getting F1 2021 on Monday. Oh, that's good, that's good. If Lewis is really going to get disqualified, what session is it? Just quali? Yeah, so he'll be disqualified from qualifying. I miss Buddha International Circuit. Yeah, I do as well. It's a pretty good track. I miss Sepang quite a bit as well. What else have we got? 45 minutes remaining. Yeah, absolutely. A couple of accusations of bribery in the chat. You'll love to see it. If I can see some of that money as well, I'll be quite happy. If Max wins Brazil and Qatar, he can win the championship in Jeddah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, mathematically, yes. Checo or Bottas will win the sprint. Gasly will take out Max. That'd be very exciting. That'd be very dramatic indeed. But does he get to do sprint race? Yeah, he would get to do the sprint race, yes. Hamilton would start from the from the pit lane in the sprint race, and then work his way up through the field, you'd imagine, and then get a 5-place grid drop for the main race. Who's going to win the sprint race? Max, obviously, yeah, probably, unless he gets crashed into. FIA is waiting for fat money. Will he then not attend the sprint? No, he will attend the sprint. He will attend the sprint. If the battle lasts to Abu Dhabi, wouldn't be ironic if Lewis is leading and slows to push Max into the back of the grid intentionally to try to win again. Not gonna lie, but Max let impulse get the better of him. Yeah, okay. Are you excited for next season with the new cars regulation changes? Absolutely. Oh god, yes. I am not a fan of these regulations, these aero. We have just hit 900 views, guys. That's ridiculous. I'm not a fan of these aero regs at all, really. It's done pretty poor. I'm at level 3 as well, actually, Reaper. Yeah, I'm in first year. Actually doing motorsport, well, automotive engineering with motorsport. So yeah. Is Max going to get a penalty as well for touching Hamilton's car? It's going to be a reprimand or warning, I imagine. 33 plus 44 equals 77. Max plus Hamilton equals Bottas. Well, that's what happened in Monza. Max plus Hamilton, both of them out. Max plus Hamilton, both out the race. Bottas win. Prediction order for 2022 teams. Oh, that's going to be a separate video. That's you guys can subscribe for that one. I'll do that pre-season. I'm not. That's complete guesswork though. I'm going to get a random number generator for that one. It's very evident that Mercedes and only Mercedes rear wing got damaged in shipping. Potentially. Is Max going to get a penalty as well for touching Hamilton's car? No, it will be a warning or reprimand, I imagine. Would Toto be at fault if Mercedes confirmed cheating? At the end of the day, I don't think it's deliberate cheating. I think it's more likely for it to be an accident with one of the mechanics during setup, because the freight arrived really late to the track. It was all very set up. Reaper, that's good. Jeddah seems better for Mercs. Yeah, Jeddah and Abu Dhabi should help the Mercs with their engines pretty well. Red Bull best in 2022 confirmed? Very potentially. Adrian Newey is, whether you like Red Bull or not, an absolute genius. Nürburgring or Hockenheim? Oh, which one do you prefer? I don't know. I think probably Hockenheim, actually. I quite like the Hockenheim ring, so I'm quite a fan of that. What sort of penalty could Max get for touching car? That would be... It would be a fine and reprimand, I imagine, if not a very minor grid drop. It wouldn't be... It's not a very serious thing unless it's proven that he actually broke it with clear evidence. Do you think Lewis will be held accountable? No, Lewis would not have known about the setup. Abu Dhabi probably... Yeah, that's the thing. I think Abu Dhabi probably will be equal. And that's why it might actually be a pretty good end to the season. I don't know, hurry up, my god, does it take too long? It absolutely is. Absolutely is. When I went live, I had the countdown clock in the bottom left. That was at about 2 hours 20, and I'm thinking, oh, there's no way we're going to get to the end of it. But, you know, I don't know if we're going to get to a stage where we end up basically live commentating FP2. I don't know. Who wins the title? At the moment, I'm going to wait and see in hopefully about 40 minutes' time, and I'll tell you. So it's just a last-minute mistake due to late freight. That means Mercedes has an illegal wing setting they take with them. Not entirely sure what you mean. If it's just a last-minute mistake due to late freight, then that means Mercedes has an illegal wing setting they take with them. Not necessarily, it'll just be on setup, because obviously you can adjust it with tools. So, you know, it would have just been a mistake by one of the mechanics when they were setting it up. If Lewis doesn't get the penalty, then feeling sad with Max, Horner, Vettel for ridiculous Hungary rule, and 69 others. Got to me viewers, you're forced to stream now. Exactly. I can't, there's too many people watching this, I can't end the stream. 4 tenths advantage for Hamilton, and look, at the end of the day, we're talking tenths of millimetres, maybe a millimetre max, for how much bigger the gap would have been. And at that point, you know, that's not 4 tenths over the course of a lap, so if it was cheating, they didn't need to do it. 911 viewers, wow. Well, thank you guys. If Max gets penalty, Dutch will do riots at Interlagos. Yep. It's no if they will hand out the penalty before the sprint race. They should. They absolutely should. Is that the reason Lewis is so fast? Just wondering. I'm gonna say no. It would have been hundredths, maybe a thousandth or so of an advantage. Like if we're talking fractions of a millimetre here, like the advantage would be at most a couple of hundredths, not a tenth. Not yet alone 4 tenths, not even 1 tenth. Chris has tweeted. Right here, yeah, I haven't actually checked the Twitter for a while. I've been reading the chat for the last 20 minutes. So let's look at Luke. Has he got anything out? Nothing new from Luke. Toby, nothing new from him. Right, let's see what Chris has got to say. Mercedes representative just left the race control building, so that's been nearly an hour again with the stewards. Which indicates this is an argument, and there is an argument to be had, because this is probably the longest a team has spent with the stewards in a very long time in F1. Meaning they probably do have a legitimate argument. And maybe it could even be a grey area within the rules. Jenny Gow saying we love waiting. No, we don't. We hate waiting. This is horrendous. Here's a video again, because, you know, new people would have joined. Checking the rear wing. 85mm disc being put through the wing. The wing should be uniform, so I don't know why they're checking it in several places. I assume they're just checking that it was a uniform wing. But surely, if it's too big in one area, there's no need to check if it's a uniform wing. So, yeah, that's an odd one. It's absolutely crazy though, guys, man. Yeah, you guys are absolutely mental. Let's get the road to 1K viewers on here. 950 of you, guys. Can we stay till the race tomorrow? Oh, guys, no. I will be ending before tomorrow. Lewis is getting a penalty due to F1 need to give a penalty because, yeah, past Alfa Romeo. 2 new races, 2 new tracks after Brazil. Which one are you most looking forward to? I'm going to say Jeddah. If that track gets going, it looks like it could be a pretty fun track. What's Reaper said? He says put not sure on source. Not sure. Oh, I can't. The car setup isn't close to the previous weekend. The only similarity is the aero devices themselves. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. That's very likely as well. It's a different track altogether. Should make her own decision if if you get the penalty. If this, I wish we could do polls. That'd be quite fun actually. I'd love to set up a poll. Oh, I can do a poll. Right, here we go, guys. Right, I'm setting up a poll. Right, should the question be should or will? Let's do will. Will Hamilton be disqualified? Here we go. Right, let's get this poll going. Yes and no. There you go. Right, guys, hit that up. I don't know. Is there a way to see us? Ah, yes, there we go. Okay, yeah. Go on, guys, hit that up. Let's see. Let's see what you think. So everyone head over to the chat, vote on this poll. Will Hamilton be disqualified? There's a lot of yes. If Maxim's in Brazil, any updates? Unfortunately not. We're looking at it all the time. When there is an update, we'll have it right here. I love democracy. This is democracy in action, guys. Can Jeddah be really called a street? No, it cannot really be called a street circuit, to be honest with you. 381 subs, guys. You've gained 130 subscribers during this stream. You guys are absolutely mental. Lots and lots of love, genuinely. So 60-40 yes to no. It's probably a little bit closer than what I was imagining by the looks of Twitter. Hope not, because have them two at front would be nuts. Yeah, absolutely. I want them racing each other. We're saying will be, not should be. Will Hamilton be disqualified? Not should, will. Please God, let him stop from the pit lane, amen. I don't know, I just want the season to go to the end, really. That's my main sort of dream with this. Racing. Okay, so we'll leave the poll go for like a minute more. Disqualified for what? So Hamilton. Okay, you might have be quite new on this. So yeah, Hamilton under investigation for a rear wing infringement. We have had 13,000 playbacks during this stream. That's actually ridiculous. Okay, right, I'm going to end the poll. Here we go, ending the poll. 61-39. Yes was the answer. There we go. Will Hamilton be disqualified? Yes, 61 no. So 510 of you voted in that. You are incredibly engaged. Well done, guys. You're paying attention. Right, let's head back over to the Twitter land and see what's going on. So I have just realised I've had this whole time my mouse right next to my microphone. I'll move my mic. Sorry. I appreciate that might be really annoying to hear rolling. So nothing new from Luke. So he's had 59,000 tweets. Go on, Luke. He's been around for years, to be fair to him. Saints representatives just left race control building, so that's been nearly an hour again with the stewards, indicating there's definitely some debate to be had. Nothing new from Jenny. Let's see if Silja's got any new footage for us to look at or comments from the paddock. Nope, last thing was Max Verstappen entering the garage. There he is, walking into the garage. So I'll just put the buffering emoji, because that's not fair. That's just confused me. Ham won't be disqualified. Massey knows that Wolf's check is in the mail. I did see someone last night saying, wow, bank transfers must take a long time in Brazil. At this point, I'm just chilling here and losing hope on FIA. Oh, God. If you had hope in the FIA, fair play to you. It's a big decision. That's why it's taking so long. And there's clearly some debate to be had. And that's what's just making it take a little bit longer. Do the should poll. Yeah, let's do the should poll. Okay, so we were 61-39 in the will. So now it's should Hamilton get DSQ'd. Okay, here we go. New poll, let's go. What's your Twitter? I am at VSG_beacon. That's my Twitter. So should Hamilton get disqualified? That's the new poll going on right now. Can't spell mafia without FIA. I don't know, it's suited in Brazil, isn't it? Oh, here we go. Right, there's a lot more support for should than will. That's really interesting. That's pretty interesting, actually. I'll leave it running for a couple more minutes. Oh, hello, Rosie. Hello. On that tweet of Max, what are you looking at? Team serves large fine, but Lewis also serves penalty regardless of if it's his fault. About 5 banks in one city was robbed recently in Brazil. Yeah, no, Brazil's not fantastic for the whole mafia thing. Corruption in Brazil? What? Crazy. Right, let's have one more look at all of these. Then I'll head over to the chat for a little bit more. We're half an hour away from FP2. We surely are going to get an answer before FP2, surely. At this point, I'm starting to think not, but... Are you also Dutch? No, I am not Dutch. I am very English. God, this chat is ridiculous. I can't actually keep up with this. Okay, so the should poll I'm going to end in just 1 moment. So if you want to vote, you have one last chance to head to the chat. and do it. What do I think is a fair decision from the FI? Honestly, I don't have all the information. None of us have the full information, so I don't know. I don't know. Hi, British fans. F5 squad. Jesus Christ, this is turn on slow mode for chat. I mean, I could, yeah, but it's not. If Hamilton gets punished, Verstappen will too. Shave Lewis's head for punishment. No, we're not starting Brexit debates in the chat. That is absolutely not happening. Mr. Streams, DC or Marvel? Marvel. Sorry, DC fans. We're fully on the Marvel one. Has there been an announcement yet? No still announcement. Let's head over to the FIA documents page. I've actually really enjoyed doing this, by the way. You guys are absolutely great in the chat. This isn't really something I've done before on the channel. But no, this is actually. No, we're not doing a Brexit poll either. Right, so here we go. We're going to end the poll on should Hamilton get disqualified. There we go. That result ended up being a lot more one-sided. 73% yes, 26% no. Thank you, Alex, for that photo. There's no legal partner card. Yeah, you see, it's always so. Oh god, 978. Did we hit over 1K and I missed it? Watch us just not hit that again now. Beacon broke YouTube. I have, George. I've broken it. 400 subs. Jesus Christ, guys, are you having a laugh? That is absolutely crazy. We started this on about 220 something. 403 subscribers, guys. That is absolutely mental. Thank you. Much love, much love. 14,000 playbacks as well. This is what do you think is going to happen? Who will be disqualified? Brilliant question, honestly. We're not talking Brexit. No, we're not doing that. The algorithm has blessed me today. It absolutely has. Absolutely has. There's a win from the pit lane. I mean, he had some pace in the car and you can overtake here. DSQ is back of the grid. Yeah, disqualification. He'll be put to the back of the grid and have to start from the pit lane because they'll have to break park firmware conditions to change the wing. Will this decision be out before FP2? Well, as far as I was aware, it would be, but we're 28 minutes away from the start of FP2, and it's it's not happened yet. When can we expect the verdict? Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. Also, worth mentioning the bad precedent that would be set if they decide Verstappen did not tamper, but Hamilton does not get a penalty. Yeah, that's a good point. Hamilton scored from quality for a legal rear wing, pit lane start and sprint wherever he finishes. Well, that's not a rumour, that's what would happen. Race speaker for the win. Thank you, guys. FIA will ruin the championship fight if they disqualify him. Yeah, you know, I think that's why they need to be... This is why it's taking so long. They need to be absolutely 100% sure that the decision being taken is the right one. Your streams randomly showed up on my feed too. Hashtag bless. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, YouTube gods. Which race of the season do you like the most? For me, Imola. I was at Silverstone, so I sort of immediately just have to go with that because I was at Woodcut, so we could see the Hamilton-Verstappen collision, and that was absolutely crazy. And when Lewis overtook Leclerc near the end of the race, that was absolutely mental as well. I don't think my ears have recovered from that. Will DSQ affect the sprint at all? Yes, it would. It would affect the sprint and not the main race. He would start from the pit lane in the sprint race, but get to work his way up through the grid in the sprint, and then get 5-place grid drop for the race because of the ICE change. They should both get disqualification or both no penalty. I think that's what it might end up being, to be fair. Last time Lewis was disqualified from pole and Williams won, so absolutely 2012. Also think we should get the fire extinguisher ready at the Williams garage. Both should get DSQ, both no penalty. Oh god, there's so much going on here. What do I think will happen? Honestly, I don't know. I wouldn't have voted on either of those polls. I really don't know without having all the evidence on it. DSQ for a little fuel amount was a stupid thing too. Yeah, I mean it was, but again, that was a open and shut case really. Hi, I work for the FIA, so the conclusion is that everyone is disqualified. Michael Massey wins. Thing is, if they give Hamilton a penalty, they're going to give Verstappen a penalty for reaching parc fermé. It's either that or they both get off free. Check Twitter. I will do. There is news. Is there news? I'm gonna have a quick look at the document for a start. See if anything's come out. Nope, still just got the summons. So it's no news regarding penalty itself. Nothing there. Oh, I've just closed. Okay, who did I just close? Chris. I closed Chris. I'm gonna get rid of Toby and get Chris in. Okay, here we go. Half an hour to FP2. The FIA hasn't given the rear wing back to Mercedes in time for it to run, but they've given permission for it to be replaced on Parc Fermé. Yeah, okay, so this is something that we were talking before, and it indicates that we might not even get a verdict before FP2. But that's what I was saying before. That's why I assumed it would have to be done before FP2. Is because they need the rear wing. They need it back to run. I'll go for pre-season practice in Catalonia. Yeah, I'd really like to do a pre-season practice somewhere. Or are you saying that's the best session? I'm not too sure. So I've missed the last couple of minutes of chat. If there's anything really important, just sort of tag me again. Other examples of people touching other drivers' car? No, not really, to be fair. No investigations for touching the car. So it's a bet Crofty will tell us immediately. Yeah, you know what, I might turn on my broadcast for FP2 as well at some point soon, actually. Here we go, Xbox noise. There you go. Here we go, we're 999 concurrent viewers. Gone. 996. Come on, guys, come on. Not going back equals illegal. Well, no, it means it's under investigation because they impounded it last night. Over 1,000. I've just seen over 1,000 in the stream. That is absolutely mental. Casero say who got a penalty? No one at the moment. We'll be lucky if they come to a decision for Abu Dhabi. Absolutely. It could go a long way, you know. It could. But it needs to be before the sprint race for any real decision to be made. All under investigation at the moment. All under investigation. Happy birthday to Lando as well. Absolutely. Happy birthday to Lando Norris. Hasn't Yuki started from the pit lane in France due to changes on the suspension during Parc Fermé? Yes, but I think the... that's what the penalty is for changing parts in Parc Fermé. Yeah, that's what the penalty is. Who do I support? I am a McLaren and Lando Norris fan. I've watched him since karting a few years back. I was at a race with him. I didn't race him. I was at a race with him. What I was watching. And since that point, I've sort of followed his career. So it's absolutely crazy to see him in F1. Why would Verstappen get a penalty? It's for touching the car. It's for touching the rear wing of Hamilton. I think the decision will be made after FP2, mate. I really do think it's looking that way now. We've got 22 minutes to FP2 start, so not getting the rear wing back, meaning it's still impounded. Could we like stream, please? If you want to, absolutely. Let me know about Lewis Hamilton. We're keeping up with it. Refresh on Chris. Yeah, let's see what Chris has been up to. He posted something a second ago. See if he's posted anything else. Here we go. So he has got a new one. It's a practice session, so it doesn't necessarily have to be damaged or broken to be replaced at this point. Absolutely, because Parc Fermé is not in place in FP2. That change doesn't suggest anything in terms of an outcome for anyone restart. Yeah, absolutely. The fact that they are keeping it though, for now, indicates that they're still reviewing it. The investigation is still ongoing. It's gonna be insane. Next level Netflix exclusive. Is Hamilton disqualified? No, not at the moment. We're waiting for news on that. Yep, news. Lewis could change his wing. Yep, we've just gone over that. Almost at 400 subs. Guys, you're absolutely ridiculous. We are at 1,022, so if all of you subscribed, we'd hit over 1,000 subscribers, you know. Just saying. So, for sprint, will Lewis start from last? That's what we're waiting on. That's genuinely what we're waiting on. Let's go back to... Oh, God, I've forgotten her name. Silja. That's it, Silja. Let's go back to her, see what she said. Anything new? 28 minutes ago. Yeah, Max Verstappen off to the garage. That's the most recent thing we have on that front. Right. Bottas was driving a car, that's an errors. Max penalty. We haven't seen anything that. Oh, just subscribe. Thank you, F1 guy. Brilliant, thank you. Much love, much love. What about Verstappen? We're still waiting. Honestly, still waiting. Is Hamilton disqualified? We don't know yet. It's a waiting game. The FIA are taking their sweet time. Use dark mode, mate. No, I can't get behind dark mode. I can't do it, guys. Could you explain what happened with the Red Bull Flexi Wing? Why wasn't it investigated? So, I want to say anything about Seb or Alonso, how they're doing? They're all alright, I assume. Having their breakfast. Getting on alright. I'm going to, literally for 5 seconds, take my headphones off because I need to get my Xbox controller to put on Sky Go. And there we go. That was a long delay. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm just going to quickly actually put on FP2 so I can watch it. But we're going to keep it going. I'm not going to do live comms of FP2 because I'm fairly sure that's not particularly legal. But we will be keeping up to date with all this story. Might maybe talk a little bit about FP2. Just a bit. Mercedes confirms that Verstappen is a hidden Jedi Master. Now, you know what? He maybe he didn't touch the wing, but he used the Force. That would be a good twist in turn. 442 subscribers. Guys, you've doubled my subscriber count in a stream. That's absolutely crazy. Here we go, right. Okay. If I've been looking at new footage, Max touching Lewis's wing from Alonso's on board. Yeah, no, that's a really good point, because obviously there are cars parked behind, so they can see it. Why'd you put Hamilton disqualified in the title then? Well, I put question marks at the end. It is clickbait, but there's question marks. Max clearly has superhuman strength and broke the wing. You're a legend, thank you so much. If Lewis gets disqualified, I'm not taking this championship seriously anymore. Yeah, look, it's not gonna be a popular decision, is it? Lewis Hamilton can also participate in the second free practice. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he can. As long as he runs a legal part, he can absolutely compete in it. No, I like the idea that Max is a Jedi. It's a good twist. I don't know. I might stop for FP2 and then come back on because I don't know. What do you guys want? Because I appreciate a lot of you are going to want to watch FP2. Do you think Giovinazzi will stay out from out? No, I think it's going to be Guan Yu Zhou in that car. Drive to Survive needs more than 10 episodes this year. Absolutely, it's been an absolutely crazy. Yeah, it's been a crazy season. No one cares about free practice. Yeah. Free practice for no, it's not. No, it's not. Commentate. I don't think I can. I really don't think that's legal. If Lewis gets disqualified, is there enough time to change the rest of the car? And also, I don't think we're going to hear a result from the stewards during free practice. So if I do go off, it gives me a time to eat food because I've been streaming for over 2 hours now. It gives me a chance to eat food and stuff. Any updates on Ham or Verstappen? No, not yet. That's all what we're waiting for. What are your views on Zhou getting out? Zhou? What is a Zhou? Zhou getting the Alpha seat. Does he deserve it? I don't know. I'd love to see some other Formula 2 drivers. Piastri deserves a seat. He's an absolutely ridiculous driver. Could they come to a decision meanwhile that FP2 is right? It is potentially possible. Yes, it is definitely possible. What do you reckon would happen if they proved that Max did alter Ham's car? Well, I think he'd get some form of penalty for it. Not sure which. There's not a precedent for it. Just tuned in, so disqualified from what? Quali, he set stuff in the pit lane. I'm with Max if it's related to DTS. Has bought some numbers of fans but with zero knowledge of F1, and then they talk almighty. So yeah, that's true. There's a lot of debate with DTS. I can see the view count creeping down, so I know people are watching FP2. Oh yeah, yeah. I think I might go with what Joel's saying here. I think stop for FP2 and resume after session. I'm going to keep going for another 15 minutes or so, and maybe to the start of FP2, but, you know, it gives me a chance to get some food and some drink, and I'll come back on. It might come back on before the end of FP2 even. Might just be a short break, but I know I am quite hungry. We've got to nearly 3 o'clock and I haven't eaten anything today, so nothing new from Chris. What about Jenny? Anything from her? Here we go. Okay, so Andrew Benson from the BBC. The FIA still has the rear wing Hamilton using qualifying impounded. Mercedes have been given permission to use a different one in second practice. Permission is required because the cars are under parc ferme and technically cannot be changed. Absolutely. Absolutely right. Silja. Let's see if she's got some more photos. No, last thing, I believe. We have got new photos. In the meantime, Horner and Dr. Marco have left the paddock. They have to do a corona test. That's exciting. Do not miss doing those too much. Albert did have some photos. Let's see if he's got any new photos for us to look at. Yeah, just Hamilton at circuit. That's the last thing he put up. Well, I'm going to head over to the chat for a bit. Okay, I haven't been looking at the chat, so I have no idea what's going on, guys. Max broke the rules if you didn't break it. Yeah, he did break the rules, which would be a reprimand or fine. 462 subscribers, guys. That's absolutely crazy. Where'd you guys watch F1? What happened to Hamilton? Disqualified. So we're waiting news on it. That's what we're waiting for. Yet nothing yet. We're still awaiting news. Still awaiting news. As I feel like I've been saying the same thing for the last 2 hours. We are still awaiting news. Basically, we've got some photos and stuff. I'd like to be live when effectively the championship is decided, though. That's because whatever the outcome here is. You know, if it's a penalty for Lewis, it's pretty much championship over. Even if Hamilton, even if Verstappen DNFs, if Lewis can't score good points, it's it's not looking great for his championship hopes. What's your point of view? Honestly, I can't say without having the whole all the 16,000 playbacks. Jesus. I'd like to see an Indian Grand Prix. Yeah. But circuit wasn't fantastic, but. It'd be good to see. Blaming Max is just the only way I have penalty. So, yeah, obviously they're blaming. Yeah, absolutely, I don't think Mercedes for a second think that Max actually could have broken their wing. But, we're talking tens to hundreds of millions of dollars here. They're going to get, any excuse they can, any technicality that they can get whatsoever. So, right, we're going to have another check of the decision... documents. Still nothing here. We've got the race director's events notes. I haven't actually read them. Normally try to give them a read, but I don't think they're monitoring track limits anywhere. This is an annoying situation. Absolutely. And still nothing new. We're still waiting. So Sky Sports F1 have currently got they've currently got this up on the screen. Oh no, sorry, wrong one. They've got this one up on the screen from the FIA. They've currently got that on from Joe Bauer. Right, what's going on in the chat? Why would Hamilton receive a penalty? What did he do? No disqualifying. Yeah, Max breaks the rules, but Hamilton should have a more important fault. If Lewis is allowed to start the sprint race, he'll finish on podium Sunday. He realistically should. He's got some good speed in him. Easy track to overtake, pretty much. Yeah, we've got some footage on Sky Sports from inside the paddock. Just Lewis walking around in his army trousers that we saw before. Gasly on podium. Wouldn't be the first time here. Yeah, so, Merck is claiming Max broke it when he touched it after quali, and, yeah, if they can get away with it, why not? Would you? Absolutely, you would. Oh, we're talking much more than 10k for a bribe. Come on. Merck is blaming Max, so they don't get a penalty. Yeah, absolutely. And, good on them. Clever. Yeah, Mercedes team have left the stewards. We saw that earlier. Should we have the verdict before FP2? Honestly, I thought we would, but given that they're keeping the rear wing for FP2 as well, so they've given Mercedes permission to use a different rear wing. I don't think so. Can I predict the top three if Hamilton gets penalty? We're looking at Verstappen, Bottas, Perez, I'd imagine. You'd think, wouldn't you? Who will get a penalty? Mercedes, the constructor, or Lewis if found guilty? If Mercedes have been found to be deliberately cheating, they could get a constructor's penalty if it's been going on for several races and they've been told not to. But Hamilton would not get a points penalty or anything. He'd get a disqualified from qualifying, therefore starting from the back of the grid in the sprint race. But because he'd have to change the rear wing because it's illegal, he'd then have to start from the pit lane for the sprint. And then he'd work his way up from the sprint race and get a 5-place grid penalty from wherever he finishes in the sprint because of the ICE change. Refresh. We want to refresh, do we? Let's get a refresh. Has Luke got anything for us? Still no decision, but FP2 begins in 10 minutes in Brazil. So I'll keep it going for 10 minutes. I might do the start of FP2 a little bit and come back before the end, but I seriously do need to get some food and some drink as well. Oh, hi guys. So, yeah. So my Twitter's at VSG_Beacon. If you want to follow me, go for it. It'd mean a lot more if you could subscribe to the channel because I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more of this more often. So, okay, at this point, Mercedes get a penalty or not. They have created enough PR disaster by arguing someone could tell. Yeah, but they don't care about the PR disaster. It's not, you know, at the end of the day, money's money. Is this live? I am currently live, yes. I assume you mean? Yes, I am live. You're living in dream world. I'm convinced if roles reversed, Max would already have penalty. No, I don't think necessarily. From which country am I from? I'm from England. Just north of London at the moment. What do I think will happen? Honestly, it's been going on so long. I think there's a debate to be had, and maybe, you know, maybe the surprise could happen and we don't end up seeing a penalty. And what should, again, look, without all the information, because the stewards we don't give it all out. It's gonna be hard. It's hard to know. What penalty can Max get? Realistically, either a small grid drop or you're looking at a reprimand or fine. Reprimand and fine is much more likely. Championship prediction, honestly, come back to me in a couple of hours when this is decided. Favourite driver, Lando Norris. Followed him since karting. So, still brilliant to see him in F1. Someone said I'm just biased. I've had a bet placed on Max since February. I was going to, but honestly, I couldn't predict which way this championship was going, so... So Gary says, if Hamilton gets disqualified, that's championship over. It's less viewers and less revenue. Absolutely. I think we sort of covered this a little bit last night, or I did when I was on the phone to my dad. It's Friday, then it's Saturday, and that's how long the steward's decision has been going on. How old am I? I am 19 years old. It's Friday then. Right, it's looking bad for Hamilton in the American Championship. You have absolutely favourite livery. Brawn 2009, massive Jensen Button fan. I love that car. Absolutely adore that car. Or actually no, maybe the Vodafone, McLaren, Mercedes liveries. They were absolute. Oh. What would happen if Alonso left Ferrari for Mercedes and Rosberg got replaced by Lewis? For Mercedes got replaced. Oh god, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Alternate F1 reality. Why is FIA taking so long? Run answers only. That's a good one. Brawn, yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful car. Beautiful car. I also met Ross Brawn back when I went into the paddock for the British Grand Prix 2019. Same time I met the giant that is Toto Wolff. And yeah, Ross is actually an incredibly nice guy, and I made sure to thank him for 2009 as like a very strong Jensen Button fan. Like that was the most. We actually discussed a little bit the 2021 now 2022 regs. Had a little bit of a discussion about that, which was quite cool. But yeah, also made sure to thank him for 2009 and Jensen's championship. Absolutely. Refresh Chris's Twitter. Yeah, we'll have a quick look and see if he's posted anything else. I assume he has because we're getting close to the start of the session. Sean Kelly, actually, who we've been keeping up. As soon as it takes so long to rule on Verstappen that Landorus is now a year older than when the incidents occurred. Thank you. Actually, everyone follow Sean Kelly on Twitter because he has some absolutely brilliant stuff. He's very much worth a follow. Virtual Statman, some absolutely brilliant stuff. What do you mean, why would even Mercedes get herself in this situation with wings? Because every quali result would end up with being behind Verstappen. No, they'd have won quali without cheating. Well, without the issue with the rear wing, I believe fully. Give Merck legal win, call it quits. Let's run the championship to the end of the season. Yeah, but Mercedes, Red Bull might not be too happy with that. Merck's already put a legal wing on for FP2. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I don't think it's deliberate cheating. It would have been a mistake from one of the mechanics, and that's will Michael check his email? maybe the steward has sent the email over ages ago. Michael just hasn't woken up yet and checked his email. I'm off. Thanks for the chat. Yeah, no worries, guys. I'm going to be ending off the stream now. Do come back near the end or after FP2. So if everyone subscribes, notifications on, whatever, you'll be notified when I come back on. Don't you see Merck has no chance? Reason they cheat? No, I don't think they're deliberately cheating. I really don't. Please end the stream with a cliffhanger. I'll end the stream with a cliffhanger. Hey guys, I've just got an email from Michael Massey. He's actually just told me who's got a penalty. Unfortunately, though, that there's a press release on it. There's a deadline. There's an embargo, so I can't release the results until the end of FP2. So you guys are gonna have to go watch that. And you just have to wait a minute, and I can, this breaking news that I've got, I'll give to you. What if they take the decision after FP2 to see how different the best lap time is, Hamilton? I don't think so, to be honest. I don't think they'd do that. Because he ran it if it's legal in a session, that's the thing. Okay, so yeah, guys, thank you so much. Enjoy your lunches, if most of you are European-based. I've got to eat some food. I'm going to watch FP2. I'll be back. So, yeah, come on, head back on. I'd love to see you guys back again. In just a little bit. Okay, thanks for streaming. No worries, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You've been absolutely great. Doubled my subs count in one stream, so, already thank you so much for that. Sub stream has been, indeed, been a treat. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Bye, thanks, cheers. Give us a clue. See you, mate. Yeah, okay, right. Okay, yeah, see you guys. Have fun. See you guys in a bit. Grazie, indeed. Grazie, indeed. See ya.